Hello, I'm Roger Black, delighted to be asked by Dave and the team at Celebrity Speakers just to say a few words during this really unprecedented time that we're all living through. These are strange times. For any of us that are involved in the events business, we're not working and events have been either cancelled or postponed, and it's worrying and it's challenging. But I've spent nearly the last 25 years in the speaking business, but basically talking about the lessons that I learned from my career in athletics, the lessons that I learned that allowed me to have a long sustainable career, to overcome injury and setbacks, but ultimately to be able to look back and feel that I maxed out, that I achieved my goals of standing on the Olympic rostrum and being a world champion individually and as part of a team. But it's interesting in retirement, as I've moved over the last 20 odd years away from sport and into business, how some of those lessons get challenged at certain times because some of the lessons of sport don't translate into business all the time. But I think right now, during this difficult time, there are two lessons in particular that I'm really sort of recognizing are important right now. The beauty of being an athlete was we lived in a world where we had absolute clarity of our goals. You knew the day, the time, the place of the Olympic final. You knew what you had to do to get there. You had a pretty good idea of what sort of performance you would have to put in to win a medal. And that clarity was, I recognise now, an absolute luxury. As I sit here now, I don't have much clarity with where my businesses are going because I don't know what the future's going to look like. None of us do. We don't know how long lockdown's going to carry on, and we certainly don't know what normal will be or whether we'll ever get back to normal. And that really challenges things. But what it forces us to do is to recognise, which we did as athletes a lot, was to focus on the things we can control and not worry about the things we can't. Knowing that we're going to have to do things differently, we're going to have to adapt, we're going to have to change. I love that model and that area where we need to focus on are the things that are important but not urgent. Before all this, we're busy doing things that are urgent, but now we have time. It gives us the opportunity to focus on the things that really matter in our personal life, in our businesses, the things that are important, but maybe we didn't perceive as being urgent. And these are the things that I'm trying to work on. And I think that's a really important skill set. The other thing I recognise that more than ever, that I've always bought into and I've always done, but I really now more than ever know so important, is to maintain that contact with the people that matter, your teammates, the people in business, the people, your inner circle. You surround yourself with talented people. I'm very, very fortunate that I have a business partner called Steve Backley, who is another Olympic athlete. And Steve and I are on the phone every day, and we have shared business for the last 10 years together, and we're sharing this moment together. So we're doing things together that maybe we wouldn't have done before. We're sharing each other's concerns, and we're making decisions within our businesses so that hopefully we can come out of this in a really strong position. So I think those two lessons are really important, that ability to focus on the things that you can influence now, and maybe spend time on the things that are important, but maybe we thought weren't urgent, but now we have the time to do. But also to hang on to that inner circle, to hang on to your teammates, to the people that you work with, and communicate in ways that we all have to do now that we hadn't done before. And hopefully, if we do that and we stay positive and we adapt and we change, then we'll come out of this. I often think now what it must be like to be an Olympic athlete right now, thinking the Olympic Games were going to take place this year, being told that it's not now, it's going to take place next year. But there are questions now that maybe it may not even happen next year. The athletes have to do whatever they can right now in the position that they're in to make it as likely as possible, whenever that time comes to perform, that they can do that. And that sort of mindset, I think, does translate to all of us in business as well. So I wish you all the very best. It's incredibly challenging for everybody, but we do the best we all can, and I wish you all the very best.